Okay, we're back and I'm going to show you guys how this all turned out. So I have already come in today and looked at them, and I did a little bit of a sand on each of them. You can see in the light it's scuffed up just a little bit. This one turned out a lot better than I thought, because with all the different layers I had, as high as 3 layers of Yupo paper, and in some instances 4. So I really thought more would be sticking up. So this is quite a success. Also, I'll show you this one. Don't mind my dogs. He's dog lover. Okay, so this way. So you can see right here, this little bit of his mustache is out of the resin. So we have to do another coat, but before I do that, I really want to personalize these a little bit more by stamping their names on them. So I'm going to get my stamps. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to get my stamps. I'm going to set this up a little bit differently. I actually am going to, that's Jasper. That's running in and out of, whoops, running in and out. Well, fine, be that way. Let's move. This is Miles, I believe is his name, and I better double check. And this one is Gus. Let's turn Gus around so he's facing this direction. Actually, let's turn Gus so he's facing like that. Well, for now, I have to stamp him first, so let's go this way. And then I'm going to just pause you guys for a second. Oh. Okay, so I'm back. And Gus here is wearing green, and Miles is in the blue. And so we're going to take, I actually pulled out a couple of different things. I pulled out just this Craft Smart ink pad. I also pulled out the Distress ink from Ranger, and I have these little letters, these little stamp letters, and so I'm going to just take, you know, the G for Gus, and I'm going to stamp it. First of all, I'm just going to go right here, so that's pretty visible. Let's also try maybe with the brown, and I'm not exactly happy with that. That's a bit too dark. So this one's a no. I think the white would work quite well. So I'm just going to wipe this off because I don't think I want that there. Let's try it in the white first. Let's just go a G. It's still a bit light. Okay. I think I'm going to put it in this little dark area right here. G. Oh, ooh. U. And S. There. So I'm going to try Miles next. And just as a tester, we're going to just, yeah, I feel like that is probably the best place. Okay, let's try it again. So M. Y. L. E. And an S. Okay, so we're going to send this off to the client and see what she thinks. Decided on the placement for these personalized stamps. So I have got, sorry, let's get you in the middle here. We've got Miles with a Y. We've got Gus. And we decided to go with opposite corners. So regardless of where they are, their names are opposite. So I think it looks really cute. I've sprayed it with a fixative and a little of top coat, UV protectant varnish. And now we have to let it dry, unfortunately. It's tack dry. I think I need to leave it for a few moments. So I'm going to do a bit of a tidy up, and hopefully by then I'll turn you guys back on and we will do the top coat. Okay, and so I'm back. I have already measured out my resin and it is in my cup. I have a 3-minute timer going upstairs. So I'm just going to give this a quick stir. Pre-measured what I needed for resin, and if you're interested in art resin, which is what I use, sorry about any noise from upstairs, it's just my son in the kitchen. There's an app called the Art Resin Calculator, so you can enter the dimensions of your piece and they will provide you with what they think you need for coverage to a certain depth, which isn't, I can't remember the exact millimeter depth, but it's what the recommended depth is for a proper cure. And then you can do multiple layers like we're doing today. If you want it a little bit thicker, you would do a little bit and a little bit every single pour. So when that beeper goes off upstairs, we're going to pour this over top of these two pieces. If you wanted to, at this point, you could put a little bit of a sparkle in there, possibly a silver or a gold. Sometimes I throw in a little bit of rich gold, just one drop, and or pearl or silver. But I will say in these smaller amounts, you will really see it. It will be quite a lot of sparkle. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit of the ink, drop it on a surface, and then just take my stick and touch it to it so that it's even less than one drop. On a smaller scale like this, it really will even change the color. The gold will change the color of the piece and make it quite yellow if you have a lot of white in the background. So I'm going to have this. I've covered these so that while I'm doing this, no dust is landing on it. I'm going to get rid of my paper towel that I have been using, and I'm just going to put this to the side. I have a feeling that my beeper, my timer, is going to go off here right away. So you give that a scrape on all 4 sides of the stick. There we go. There's our beeper. So I'm just going to check to make sure there's nothing that's on here. Looks good. I'm going to do a little bit of the pour. I'm going to just let this settle. I'm going to pick this up and put this over here. And then I'm going to pour this one. And I think that that's enough, so I'm just going to hold off. I think that's more than enough. We're going to get it to all 4 corners. Getting it right edge to edge. Covering up Gus. There it is. Oh, it looks so good. It's actually going to magnify those letters too, so they look a little bit bigger. It's like putting it under a magnifying lens or a pair of passes, I guess. Okay, so we're going to get that all the way over to the edge. And even before I torch this, just going to take this back, put it over there. We're going to move this product. So I try to keep things as covered as possible to prevent any dust from just falling in the room and landing on the piece. The less work I have to do with fishing things out, the smoother the resin will be. And I live in a very old house. It's a turn of the century home. It's over 100 years old. It was built in 1912. And so we have open rafters in this room, and there can be a lot of dust. Sorry, my head just tapped the camera there. Hopefully it didn't send you guys. Okay, I think I've got enough. I might just I'm just gonna let whatever's in this cup run out. There we go. Just to make sure it's totally covered. And this guy as well. Just whatever's in the bottom of that cup. And I think that's good. Into the garbage with you. Turn on our little torch. Popping all the bubbles. And that little pool that I just let fall, there's going to be quite a few bubbles that are going to come back up, so I will have to re-torch this in a few seconds. I often re-torch 2 or 3 times in the first 15 minutes. Not too close, because you don't want to scorch your resin. Going in multiple directions. And that's that. We're just going to leave it for a few seconds. I'll lift this and hold it up, and then reach underneath and run my finger just along the edges to be sure that it goes right to the corners. And this will help with that doming to make sure that it's right to the very edge. We're going to put that one back down. Now there's going to be some overspill. That's okay, because I've taped up my sides. So anything that drips over the edge is going to be just fine. And when this has cured after 24 hours, I will remove the tape that is around each side, and I will sand the sides of the wood panels, and then I will stain or paint the sides. And these are gallery depth canvases. This is a larger size 6 by 6, but I will sand just along this edge here, and then stain it or paint it. I have a couple different options available. So if you want to see final results of this, you can check me out on Instagram at Jady's Creative. You can check out my Etsy store, which is JadyPerreeCreatives. And you can also follow me on this page by subscribing and hitting the bell. So thanks for watching.